I will stroll the merry way and jump the hedges first. And I will drink the clear, clean water for to quench my thirst. And I'll show out the ferry boats and they'll get high.
One of the greatest role models over the past 10 years, well, two of the greatest role models, Julia and Hans Rausing, because what they've done in giving over 300 million in the past 10 years and committing to more going forward is colossal. It's a sort of giving we haven't seen for decades. That kind of giving needs to be celebrated, and I think Julia and Hans' giving really needs to be celebrated. It's remarkable what they did, and they've changed the lives of tens of thousands of beneficiaries across this country.
Julia was a great example of philanthropy that's driven by passion and by heart. Julia really believed in what we were doing and what she was doing. She really felt it. That's why she was so involved in every decision.
It was always about, is this going to produce something that will be high quality but will last a long time, will bring benefits to people? A conversation over dinner with Julia was a constant barrage of questions about what's happening and what am I doing and why is this happening and so on and so forth. She was always curious. I think curiosity is a hugely important attribute, and Julia was certainly curious.
I was inspired by meeting her. What I saw was someone who saw a problem and wanted to solve a problem, and then was very deliberate about how she went about doing that.
Money is one thing, but passion and care and supporting ambition and being somewhere where you can talk to about the challenges that you're facing. She has set a high bar, and I hope other philanthropists will see that bar that she's set and try to meet it.
She was very thorough in wanting to understand exactly what we were trying to achieve, but then very much the sort of first mover, if you like, and the organisation which came in and provided the support we needed to then go ahead and develop the programme.
As a philanthropist, she also had very powerful vision and imagination. And those are often characteristics which people think only exist within sort of what you call creative people. But a philanthropist with vision and imagination is a very special person because they join you on the journey with a deep understanding of what we're trying to achieve together, I think.
We could go out and say to other philanthropists, Julia Rausing believes in this. Would you put money into match? And they said yes. I met her a few times and I thought she was thoughtful but energetic. And that, for me, is a unique combination.
What Julia brought to her philanthropy and her support and her friendship, an extraordinary level of understanding, commitment and energy. And above all, understanding, commitment and energy in what it takes to be truly excellent.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sugar baby.
Julia was an amazingly hands-on philanthropist. She was sat round the table for every grant decision, no matter how big or small. If it was a £1 million grant, she was there asking the searching questions. If it was a £1,000 grant, she was there asking the searching questions, and she cared deeply about the very small local charities, as well as the very large national charities. She brought a very interesting combination of robust focus on value for money, the importance of outcomes, thinking very carefully about what the funding would allow a given charity to achieve, married with a gut instinct for what worked, what was important, what mattered, and bringing those two together made her philanthropy incredibly powerful.
Julia had a feeling for two things: the paintings themselves. I think she was really very, very interested in paintings. She was very knowledgeable about paintings, so she wanted the paintings to look their best. But I think also she had a particular care for people, and she was very interested that people should be able to come in quickly for the visit to be easy, for these paintings to have an impact on people. I think also she was, particularly concerned with, people who are perhaps less fortunate, and she was also very keen to support our learning facility, which enables us to look after children with disabilities, with learning difficulties. So that sense of wanting the pictures to be available for everyone, I think, marked her out in a very special way.
As the pandemic kicked in and lockdown started, so there was no food on supermarket shelves for people to donate to us. And yet, overnight, the number of people needing to access our support doubled. I remain in awe of those organisations and those people who stepped in and helped us then, because I honestly didn't think we'd keep going. Julia and Hans are two of those people who stepped in and said, how can we help? And they provided us with our first £3.5 million, the largest donation we'd ever had. And I can say without a shadow of a doubt, that is how we were able to keep our food banks going. It was just extraordinary, a profound act of solidarity. And they saw and stepped in and provided that funding, and they did it again afterwards, another 3.5 million. That honestly is the reason we've been able to keep our doors open through the most difficult 5 years that we've ever been through. Extraordinarily grateful for that.
She set out the vision, whether it was in the geographies in which we were, whether it's with young women particularly, whether it's from young people from disadvantaged communities across the UK. She set out that vision, and when we talk about it, we talk about honouring that legacy and honouring her trust in us and her support for us to try and do the very best by that.
The thing which sets apart the work with Julia's Trust is the values which sit at the heart of it, the belief that culture and education can unlock the potential of individuals and unlock the potential of communities, and that it is everybody's right to have access to culture and education for personal and social fulfilment.
The issues that we deal with, and when you're talking about women and children, it's trauma, it's abuse, it's addiction, it's heavy and it's emotional and it's not for everybody. Some people get it, some people don't, some people will never get it. And then there's a group of people who understand what you're talking about on a profound level. It's amazing when you don't have to go into too much detail and try and sell something to people. And I didn't have to do that with Hans and Julia. They really understood our work on a profound level.
Often people prefer to give quietly, and you think that's understandable, but actually to encourage others, you need people who are standing up, and Julia and Hans stood up. They had this great love together, and what brought them together in many ways was this exercise of enormous philanthropy, of helping others, and I think that really shone through.
Mid-afternoon, oh, people fly by, and the traffic's boom, blowing, just where you're blowing. Getting to where you should be going.